We got ourselves team one together with Dermo on that team. We got ourselves Jesus himself with RM. We got ourselves Taxi going up first and Underdog. On the opposite team, we got ourselves Crisbat. We got ourselves the boys Hellforced with Christina. We got ourselves Reese as well as Washed Up. And Reese gonna be first up versus looks like Taxi. And you already can see boy Christina already in his 1800 elite set, dude, ready to go for them duels, dude. I gotta get some arenas though with my Shammy guy. I gotta get some, dude. I gotta raid later tonight at 9:30. I would love to do arenas though. I really want to do arenas, but getting to AOTC as a guild, we need to get ASAP. And it looks like Taxi is playing himself in Affliction Warlock. Interesting. I think he's gonna go for the dots rotting to speed up the damage onto Reese. Is that what it is? It's like a soul shatter where your dots speed up and they do more damage, maybe, or they just stick out faster, or they do more damage with 3 soul shards. I don't really know what that was. But Taxi, keeping his pet, is trying to get some dots onto Reese. Is gonna go for the intro with that stable affliction UA setup, everything rolling. Soul Rod up and running onto Reese, who's gonna still maintain the Earth Elemental. Gonna be big shackle of malediction onto Reese, actually getting his health completely necrotic down. Can't do much about it. Is gonna have to go for a healing. He's getting suppressed quite a bit. After the necrotic's over, is going to keep chasing after Reese, hit him with a mortal coil, and needs to maintain the dots as best as possible. The Dark Lair is swapping a lot of the attention onto the Earth Elemental more than the Shaman, which is a little unfortunate. Big drain coming out by Taxi, and Reese is doing A-OK for now. Has a lightning lasso, going to get an interrupt on that fear. Taxi, I think, going to shatter his dots to do more damage. Can someone tell me what that talent is? The on-time for Affliction Warlocks when they empower the dots. Gonna be actually Reese gonna super low. I think he's gonna melt. It looks like he does melt. Taxi taking him out as an Affliction Warlock. Not something we see often. Is gonna swap out for the Voidwalker versus Christina. Interesting. Is he maybe going to go for that Voidwalker sacrifice? He is playing the sacrifice playstyle. So he's sacrificing Voidwalker to give himself a little bit extra health. Big bash out of Christina. Look at her end Taxi. Mortal Coil, massive Warlock Hellstone with a big drain life. Recovered all that health and using that wall to put up a UA into Christina as Berserk is down for Christina finally. Trying to see if he can Skull Bash. Juke, it does get a Juke on the Skull Bash. Getting full dots into Christina. Shattering his dots to do more damage or take out faster. It looks like the drain is going to try to hamper Christina a little bit. The dots are still rolling. Is going to be able to decurse that agony, so that's some of the dots he can remove. Not going to be able to get himself a proper re-stealth as Taxi goes in for a big old port. As Christina leaps away, as long as the dots are on Christina, he's going to take quite a bit of damage. It looks like the Feral is actually legitimately rotting for quite a bit. Going to try to keep Taxi far away. Drain's life is going to come out. It's getting pretty quick drains on him too. So that should be pretty good. Taxi so far challenging the domination of the Feral Druid. Looks like he's gonna wait out for the Feral. Is gonna speed up his dots by the looks of it. Chat, what is that on talent that Affliction Warlock's running? Yo, Jesus, or somebody on that team, can you guys just show me the talents that the man is running? I need to see what Taxi is running. I need to know what that thing is because I never really see it. Big drain for Taxi, recovering a lot of health with a Mortal Coil too, with a fear onto Christina. And is going to be able to get those dots back up and running. The recovery for the Warlock is kind of nuts. Is it playing the Drain Life Legendary? Big Malefic Raptures. Christina trying to go for a Skull Bash. Weird pathing for that Skull Bash. Kind of went back to the stairs and then charged right at Taxi. Going to be a full haste setup with a Dark Lair every 2 minutes. Extending those dots and most likely going to empower those dots even further. Christina with a massive Swiftman. But look at the amount of damage they're taking afterwards with those dots. Catching a re-stealth onto Taxi. There's going to be Dark Lair. Blasted damage back to Christina as there's going to be another Drain Life onto the Feral. And the Feral is taking quite a significant amount of damage. Actually crazy. Christina tried to see if they can recover a little bit of health. We'll see how it goes though, boys. We'll see how it goes though. Gonna be another maim on the Taxi. Eating those stuns back to back. No longer with a normal trinket. Might have a human racial at a later time. Try to maintain the UA onto Christina. No Skull Bash this time around. She'll be able to get some Malefic Raptors out into Christina if he wants to. Is able to. Big drain life over the Mortal Coil. Quite a bit of recovery as well. Trying to maintain those dots the best possible. Big gateway to create some space. And the Christina's taking quite a bit of damage right now. Is getting big regrows. It's quite a lot of healing. Most likely playing the Restoration Affinities. So good go for big Swiftmans if he wants to. Yeah, there goes the Swiftman. But the dots are really catching up with the Feral. They really are. Like when Christina isn't able to deal with the dots easily, these dots do tick out on him quite a bit. Is going to get himself a rejuve and try to see if he can dispel some of the dots. Just the agony, maybe any of the curses. Taxi looking to maybe deny Christina any kind of opener. Fear trying to line up on a feral. Is it going to be Skull Bash? Maim instead. No Skull Bash available. It's going to go for Shackles and Malediction to create the necrotics onto Taxi. He's going to wall and get a Fear onto Christina. And Taxi cannot really do much in terms of self-healing himself. Those chains did sit onto Taxi for a bit. Gonna wait him out and go for a big drain life to go for a big recovery. Massive port for him. Christina catching up to Taxi is gonna go into bear form, bar skin, big Swiftman. But again, back to that rotting damage. And Taxi, as long as you can get some dots on Christina, you've been in a good position. Maim onto Taxi, does break out of that. Maim is gonna go Mortal Coil onto Christina as Convoke was coming out. Big drain onto Christina, trying to get dots rolling. It's going to be a big haze buff with a Fear onto Christina. Somehow Bash throwing that Fear. Big bites on the Taxi. Not a lot of health left. It looks like Christina does take him out. That Affliction Warlock really had a good setup. It was doing work. Dermo is up next. Shadow Blade's available. Cheap shot onto Christina. Trying to go for the big damage as a Night Fae. Rogue. Thorns are up for Christina. Massive self-heal available. I think it was a Frenzy Region emergency heal there too. As Christina looking to create some line inside. Derma is going to try to see if he catches over Restyle. That's going to be back. Bear in bear, or Druid in that bear form. Shadow Step was likely available. Derma does have it. Blind Christina while out of bear form. Hoping to maybe take him out. Does Christina have the hots rolling though? It looks like if there are any hots, they're not really doing much. They're doing a little bit, but not too much. Christina back in the, actually caught in the bear form. I guess in between those the saps and the blind into a sap, he did shift forms in between. Might not even help him out here. Try to go into cat form. Maim onto Derma. Does have a chicken for it. Looking to end the feral. But does he get to a bash by Christina? Looking to get the blades up and running. Trying to go for massive heals. Big Swiftman coming out. It's going to be Derma catching a restealth with Shadow Meld. And Christina is still super low. Derma looking to end it right there. Did burn a vanish for it. Washed Up is going to be up next, dude. It's just Warlocks on team 2 left. It was a Warlock who actually had himself a hell of a game over on team 1. Looks like somebody on team 2 might have left. I think it was only the Shaman and the Feral that get to play. So whoever's the 5th, which I think it was the Rogue, might have DC'd for AFK. I think. I'm wondering, is Derma actually just going to wait for CDs? Sap? Watch up, if he just dismounts, he can send the pet to Derma. There goes the Axe Toss. Looks like he can Axe Toss the Rogue out of south. I think he's still going to catch a restealth. Cheap shot onto the pet. Cheap shot onto Washed Up. Going to be Trinket for the Warlock. Trinket for the Rogue. There's going to get himself a short kidney shot onto Washed Up. Has a kick available if he wants to. Is going to interrupt on fire. So Washed Up actually has his full burst available. Cloak of Shadows by Derma. Has a Vanish available very, very soon. Actually, Vanish is back up. Is it playing the 1.5 minute cities? Actually, I think it might be. His Vanishes are up so early. Okay, next time he uses Shadow Blades, I guess we'll know. Hold on, next time he uses Shadow Blades, if it says a 2-minute cooldown or a 1-minute CD, then we'll know. Because I think he actually is playing Thieves Bargain. Because the Vanishes are up so often. Gonna be a kidney shot to Washed Up with a smoke bomb, trying not to let the pet in there. Actually dodges the pet Axe Toss, dude. Dodging that spear that the pet holds. Another stun onto Dermo with a Mortal Coil. Dermo is gonna get hit with a Fear. Blind onto Washed Up. I'm actually starting to think he is playing Thieves Bargain. I said he wasn't, but like his cooldowns are up so often. I think he is. Because that Vanish, I don't think that actually said therefore. Yeah, it is actually up. Derma looks like he's gonna get drained out by the Warlock either way. Man. So he is playing Thieves Bargain. I just saw him resetting and it looked like when his Vanish is off, like once he uses Vanish, he goes in cooldown, it says 2 minutes. So it made me think like, you know what? I think he's playing like the normal Vanish. But in fact, he isn't. In fact, he is playing actually short of Vanish. Jesus trying to go for some damage on the Washed Up. Big stun, grippy hand. And there's nothing the Warlock could do. That was just the full onslaught of a Frost Death Knight. Nothing you could really do about it. Cries bad, chilling in the corner. Knows that Jesus is coming for him. It's going to hit him with a Succubus CC. Getting the dots onto the pet. Building up quite a bit of resources. Chaos Ball flying with a Bonza Fell. As Jesus is going to have to walk out of it, he might have to. Freebie damage, and that's going to be AMS used in order to clear the damage of the Bonza Fell. As Kreisberg playing into the bondage playstyle, huh? Just trying to lock down his target. Trying not to let him go anywhere. Is going to get the pet dotted up. Is Jesus over there with the Succubus though? Or the Succubus get pulled back? Oh, you just got to keep the Succubus out in the open. Oh, interesting. For this, Jesus taking a big old cataclysmic hit from Kreisbet is going to have anti-magic shell back up and available. Try to see if he can heal through it. 55% dampening in 14 minutes. And Kreisbet looking to land a fear onto Jesus. Big cooldowns coming out for the death that. Try to see if you might be able to get some casts in. Gonna be a short grip by Jesus. Is actually recovered a little bit of health. Does necrotic a lot of his health. Look at your end this duel. Stun to Kreisbet. That's gonna be a flesh cuff to deal with the cannibal damage. It's gonna absorb a portion of it. Continue just to slam Dammy. I think Kreisbet might be done for the count. It's gonna be Seed Pod. Looks like unless Jesus dies to the Infernal, Kreisbet might be down for the count here. Jesus is going in for the damage. This thing is trying to do it. Does Kreisbet survive it? Grippy hand is available. Kreisbet actually survives. It looks like he turned it around into Jesus. How did that just happen? What just happened? Oh no, dude. Oh man, getting the shot onto Kreisbet, dude. How did Kreisbet just survive that DK damage in the pod? That DK damage in the pod. Dude, that Affliction Warlock, by the way, pumped. He didn't have a melt damage. Did 2 people. He was just melting the feral. I think if it was anybody else other than Christina as a feral, I think that would have just been over. That's crazy. Yo, we gotta go again, dude. We gotta go get another duel, boys, yeah?